Oh, let's go and explore an amazing bit of hidden Kent history, and let's go and have a look at an air raid shelter that pretty much is freaking cool. Let's go. Hi everybody, welcome to an amazing explore today. I'm going to just check out some air raid tunnels, which were also used as quarry tunnels as well for workers, so they had a dual purpose under the quarry. The idea was that during World War II, like with most sort of quarries or working sites, they would have to have really had a sort of facility for like air raid shelters to protect their workers. Not only that, obviously it benefited the surrounding sort of community as well to know that even though there are, I mean, this whole area, without naming where it is literally dotted with air raid shelters. And I want to tell you a really interesting story before we start anything. So I openly admit this was my naivety when I was younger. So when I was younger, where to begin? When I was younger, I always believed that this cluster of air raid shelters was another supposed group. So when somebody had said to me, have you been to such and such's air raid shelters? I was like, yes I have, assuming they were these ones, because around about 15 years ago, I was fortunate enough to sort of come down here when it wasn't as when there just wasn't as much sort of like protection, should we just sort of say. Really difficult to sort of like put my words into an order where it sort of makes it. So these tunnels when I was younger were really accessible at one point. And it's crazy to sort of think that, you know, we are now in this situation where it's crazy. You sort of like look and you're like, wow, okay, like we can easily go into these now without sort of having to do anything, and they're still dangerous. And yeah, and it was really weird. So my naivety, I was like, I know these tunnels that everybody's sort of talking about. Actually, no, I'd gone to these ones that I knew about, and I hadn't gone to the other ones. And then it was like, oh, okay, yes, I get it now. When I was older, I was like, oh, I keep thinking you're talking about these ones when you weren't. So interesting story there for everybody. I hope that made sense. Yeah, so there's some famous air raid tunnels around here. I thought when I was younger, because I'd gone to these ones first, these were the ones they were talking about, but they weren't. So fast forward a couple of years when I managed to distinguish between the two. There you go. And I wasn't even, I want to say I was around about the age of 17, 18. I remember because I was geeking around this area, and as always, I'm a geek for information, so when anybody tells me about like cool abandoned stuff, even when I was younger, I was like, I've got to check this out, so I kind of did on a separate occasion. So yeah, there you go. Confusion, but a true story. So I openly admit my naivety. I openly admit that I'd been to these ones before I've been to probably the most well-known ones, which was kind of weird. So when I'm exploring them today, it's kind of weird because I haven't been here since I was 17, 18. So my memory is a little bit cloudy because, as you can imagine, from that age to about the age that I am now, I've been and done a lot of air raid shelters and tram tunnels and everything else. And it just sometimes blurs into one a little bit. However, that's not the most important thing. The important thing is for today that we document it. And there you go. Ta-da! God, that was so going to look more dramatic than that, but it just wasn't. Damn it. Anyway, let's go. Come on. mean, I don't think I need to explain how dangerous this is really. But yeah, how amazing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to head down first and then keep going. So yeah, you can see these would have been toilets, I'm assuming, and it is tar, sticky, disgusting tar, not nice. Let's carry on going. So it should be a dead end, which I'm right about. Oh, but I want to get to it. Ugh, that's disgusting. Yeah, so you can see that just about. And so you've got to imagine that these tunnels were used for the cement works themselves, and all they did, like with most things during World War II, they just converted them. But the fact that this is as old as Victorian times is incredible, really. Absolute treat. Don't really want to get tar on my shoes, so got to be careful. Question of zigzagging in and out all the time. So there are 5 of these. They're all in amazingly good condition, apart from this one, which is actually the most easily accessible one. And yet, or 2 really, because it's got a dog leg. But as you can see, let's try and get up. You can see it would have, the brickwork, oh, try and get the light in it, come on Dad. Yeah, you can see the brickwork would have carried on. So where that's blocked off, what they've probably done is to make it safe at the time of when it was being built. They've probably they've probably modified it a bit to change it. So there's 5 of these, and you can tell, like I said, people have been down there. I mean, I'm not. Funny enough, I'm not sort of giving anything away really. I think the fact is that I'm surprised not as many people haven't been down here. Let's just do it. Come on, sticky tar. So toilets again, because when you gotta go, you gotta go. Keep going. Oh. Let's try and get into that. There we go. So there's another entrance, and you can just see it's full of tar, so my shoes are going to need a good old clean after this. But look at the detail, it's incredible, absolutely incredible. So how amazing. Alright, I'm picking up something. Let's try and get out of here as best as possible. Anyone that? Oh, you can see they've done this on purpose, because it's like wading through this stuff's a bloody nightmare. Let's get out into this main bit. There we go. Loads of fun. Yeah, all of that is so I'm currently sticky. Yeah, how incredible. So yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it? The fact that this dates to two forms of history, so you've got the Victorian kiln works, then going off into its World War II section, in the cement works itself slowly became unimportant really. They've moved on, again without giving away where we are or the history too much. But that's it. You can see again where the wall has been, you know, and yeah, it smells. Good job. I'm just grateful I'm wearing a mask today, that's all I can say. So I'm not going to go back down because my boots have got tar on them, which is virtually impossible not to get off. I'm just going to end up, I'll get a little bit closer, but I'd end up just sort of picking up all of this really. I don't really want to do that. So, there you go. And it's nice, you can see, oh look, spider. Oh yeah. Oh, he's shy. It's just amazing. So you can imagine how many people it would have held down here. But then the quarry itself was a big old quarry, so it makes sense. There we go. Let's get out. So turn the torch off. Dust and everything. Absolutely amazing. Truly amazing. Right, let's get out of here. Bye. If you can see that, there's the exit of another one, which I think is the same one that you saw in the camera. It's practically inaccessible. Yeah, you can see in there, that's where that's been blocked off, which is cool. I don't mind that, better to be safe than sorry. Right, onwards. Okay, made it into another, oh crap, sorry. Okay, so we made it into another one. Let's go and explore. Let's see what we've got. There we go. bloody huge. Keep going. Full of cobwebs. I mean, it's not ideal, but I'm just about to walk through some. That was disgusting. So I'm assuming these are where benches were, which is really sweet. Proof of benches. Now, we're not far away from the disused tramway, which would have been on the other side. But yeah, pretty amazing, to be honest. Go again. So freaking dark in here. Oh, look at the tar. You can smell it. It's like, it is just tar. It's like, people just don't want you in here. It's interesting. So I'm assuming these are I wonder what they were. Storage? Footwells? A pipe there, but it's deceptive. Look at all this tar, it's disgusting. Oh! I really want to make it difficult for you. Look at that. They've done a good job. It's all outside the walls. Really high up. Let's try and let's have a look. Sorry. It's a river of tar. Well, there's no way. I think I'm going to be able to get across. Bugger. Right, okay. That's a shame. Okay, so sort of defeated by the tar. But as I noticed, look at that little handle, that crank handle, the latches, amazing bit of detail. But yeah, there is no way it's too. I reckon people have tried, it looks like, but I'm not sure if they've managed to get through to the other side, because it's just, but then these tunnels do interlink, so where there's a will, there's a way. There's always another way around. But yeah, amazing bit of history. Huge complex. Huge. Right. Let's get out of here. onto another one, part of the section. Now this should be a dead end, this one, yeah, which it is. Just have to make sure. It's worth looking at though. Still, how cool is that? How amazing is that? Won't go round. But yeah, I mean, this would have carried on going further in, I reckon. Some kind of pulley system wrapped around. How interesting is that? And yeah, all part of the tunnels and air raid shelter parts. They were all registered. Every single one of these was registered as part of the air raid shelters. So even though you might not see parts for benches, for example, it still would have been used. And the fact of the matter is that this is all Victorian, all of this. So the tunnel itself is just ancient. Well, not ancient, but it's old. That's what's so amazing about this place, is that it's just so many different functions. And I love it. I absolutely love it. Right, on to the next one. Let's face it wouldn't be an explore without a dead rodent. So, answers on a postcard as to what you think this is. Rib cage is still intact, and it's got a weird face because it's a skeleton. So, answers on a postcard. What do we think this is, everybody? Interesting. Right. I've got to say, even though I love nature, I'm not exactly the world's most sort of invested person into what skeleton parts look like, but you know, there you go. So as you can tell, the site itself is huge, littered with air raid tunnels and tram tunnels and every other tunnel in between. So yeah, it's amazing, absolutely incredible, and I've picked a really good day to document it, so really pleased with that. And it's starting to bring back memories of being here before, which is kind of cool. It's taken a while, but starting to get familiar with my surroundings. But yeah, a lot of fun. Right, here we are. Another day, another shelter. Pretty sweet. There we go. Oh, how amazing. There you go. Made it inside, everyone. Funny, I probably got my air raid shelters a bit mixed up, because I kind of thought this one backed off a little bit more, but like I said, it's such a long time ago. It's come up to, well, it's 20 years ago. 20 years ago I was here last time. So yeah, forgive me if I can't remember everything. But 20 years you still see and smell the same things, but some things just change. And I don't mind. But the history of this place is absolutely incredible. Absolutely mind-blowing. So you can imagine walking through whilst doing your work, quarrying. And as you were doing it, you'd sort of come through here, and then with the threat of German invasion, obviously knowing that they would target places like this, converting them into air raid shelters for the protection of hundreds of workers here. It's just incredible, really. What a testament to sort of our engineering prowess and our recycling of what we've done in the past. It's a true honour. So yeah, always puts a smile on my face, because even though I know this place has been documented before, I just wish at the time when I was in my sort of 16, 17-year-old self that I'd first off got a camera with me, but also at the time realised that if I'd sort of started taking photos and pictures, how this whole sort of historical documentation community would have changed. But there are early photos of this place, so the fact that I've not done it doesn't mean anything really, because it has been. So there are some early photos of this place, and the history is always going to be here, and that's the most important thing. It's just, in a selfish way, I just wish that I'd sort of documented it back when I was 20 years younger. Jesus Christ. There you go, everybody. Practically giving my age away. Hope you're happy now. Alright. Okay. Okay, wasn't expecting this one to be open. This is the infamous 5th air raid shelter, which has always been locked. What the hell? This is actually crazy. I've never been in this one. It's barely getting in here. But look at that. Spiders' webs. This is incredible. Oh my God, I've never been in this one. This is pretty much it's got to be, hasn't it? Yeah. I was really getting excited for something bigger, but how incredible is this? Oh my God, I've never been in this one. And it is covered in spiders' webs. Oh dear. Wow. This is amazing. So this is reported to be an air raid shelter. So we'll go with it. It's part of the cement works, or former cement works, so, but what the hell? It's just, I've never been in here before. So, I mean, I had to do the history on this place because, as you know, I like to take 2 videos if I can. One to show you the general public, but also one for myself for some documentation of interesting things that I've noticed, such as these, and for later use to try and figure out what they were. So it's kind of, in a strange way, it's almost a hobby for me. It's kind of like, oh yeah, I'll just sort of check this out as a hobby and, you know, figure out other pieces of this, because there's always going to be bits I don't know about. So this is incredible. I've never been in here before. And that goes up. I mean, this is just amazing. So I'm just spending time in this room, and yet I've got to go back through all the glass. People have blatantly had parties in here. Trying to duck a little bit, because I know that's, what's that? Don't get caught in spiders' webs. Damn, it's quite nice. Oh wow. So that's to another level, but can't access that. Yeah, look, can you see the spiders' webs there? Don't really want to get caught in those, if I'm being honest. I've probably got is where you're screaming at me now, going, Dan, there's all spiders all around your face. I'm like, oh no. But yeah, how incredible. That has been the best thing ever. So, 2 rooms, going straight down Finger of Doom, curves to the right, which is what you saw, and then 2 outlets, and making notes for myself, because like I said, once I'm finished talking to you lovely lot, I've got to document this. Through there, no access around that side, but knowing that is part of the ground floor. Fudge! That was so close to getting my way to that one. And that's it. Coming out onto the other part of the corridor, which is what you can see. So yeah, small but neat and extremely incredible to have the opportunity to come in here. Some of you might have been, well, like, this has been open for ages, Dan, but you just, you know, sometimes you sort of think to yourself, I'm not sure. But look at the light switch. One of the most corroded light switches I've ever seen in my life. But we've done it. That's incredible. So, I think we've documented all 5, have we? Because technically the other one, number 2, came out on a U-bend for number 5. So I think that's it. It is. Yeah, my God, we've done all 5. I didn't think we'd do that. And this is the notorious 5th one. How crazy is that? This is all of the cement works' air raid shelters within. Now, let me just come down to the ground level to talk to you. So, there are more, and they are definitely not accessible, fully locked, fully secured. They were part of the quarry site, so there are more, but these ones were the numbered ones because these were the ones that were inside the quarry. And every single one was not originally made out for an air raid shelter. So every single one on this quarry site was converted. There wasn't one that was custom made. They were just all converted. So the fact that I've managed to record all 5, apart from the number 3, I'm going to call it, was the one that was completely tarmacked. It was so thick with tar after I'd finished recording, you couldn't get to the other side. So if you've, I mean, I must have done it when I was younger, I must have, but I just don't remember. Obviously I know there wasn't tarmac back then because it was a long time ago, so I don't remember it. In fact, what really confused me was that number 1 and number 3, should we sort of say, they're all of similar construction, but it just looked similar. So it sort of blurs into one. So please, can you just let me off on this? Because they just sort of all blur into the same sort of one. So actually, in a strange way, I thought that number 3 was number 1. So when there was tar, when it was the one that was covered in tar, it just was like, oh, okay, I thought this was this one. So yeah, again, it's one of these places that, you know, it's like, who can remember what they did yesterday, let alone 20 years ago, and when you didn't have a camera or anything and you were just a youth coming in here, it's very hard to sort of remember everything. I just remember feeling like I was an assassin, and as you do when you're young, you know, you sort of just don't even know it's called urban exploring, so you're coming in, oh, this is crazy, what the hell? And yeah, that was it. But it's really interesting for me, this place, because it just highlights, you know, without any form of regularity coming to places like this, it's amazing how your brain slowly catches up. And I'm sure when I look back at this footage, I'll be like, oh yeah, I do remember that bit a little bit easier now. Whoop. So yeah, crazy, but I love it, and hopefully you have too. So let's just get out of here. Come on. So that was what I was inside. Can you believe it? Only a tiny bit of it, but you can see the complex. It's actually inside there, Finger of Doom. And yeah, this is the view. How amazing. Very, very fortunate today. just incredibly fortunate, what can I say? So I'm just going to be a bit more nosy and then I'm going to head off. It's kind of crazy now because I'm sort of just wandering around the quarry site anyway now. I've done everything I needed to do, but I'm going up to new bits now that I've never seen. And even though there's nothing really much here, well, that I know of, you never know, it's kind of cool that I'm sort of here looking at rubbish and waste. Yeah. So are they there? Yeah. It's incredible. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, very, very special. Very, very cool. So, yeah, we're getting up higher now. Just want to keep looking because you never know. This is all new to me now. I mean, the unknown of this site. So we're gonna keep ploughing on, and if I see anything, I'll let you know. Whew. Wow, look at that for a view. How amazing. Oh man, this is amazing. People digging holes, are they? Well, we're digging holes, which is interesting. Let's have a look over here. Looks like it's probably been done the same, to be honest. I like digging holes around here. It's not rodents, they're too big. How incredible. Whew. Right, now I know that behind me there isn't going to be that much history, so really the fact that we're on top of this bit is pretty sweet in itself. So I'm going to go down into the second level, the second stepway, and then that'll be it, I think. So the second stepway is just down here. I could actually go this way, but I think it's quite a little bit of a drop. Might be a drop. Let's have a look. Not too bad. Yeah, let's go. Let's cut corners, but keep looking on the floor because you never know. Instant stackage. Or instant drop from that. That's quite interesting. Woohoo! Yeah, sensible. Real sensible, Dan. Oh dear. Right, let's go. Keep going. Oh god, golden this is. Golden moments for everybody. Let's try and get down. Oh. There we go. I made it. Right. I wanted to look over in this corner. There's some pipe there. Yeah, I wanted to look over in this corner because it interests me. And that's it. And then we are done, everybody. And then knowing that at some point in the future we'll have to come back and finish off the other parts of documentation. So yeah, here we go. How interesting. There you go. Just incredible. Right. Okay. I think we're done. So yeah, what can I say? What an incredible place for me to revisit 20 years since, and to get to sort of access a couple of places that I couldn't do last time, or that for whatever reason just didn't. Am I going to put my foot in there? Let's do it. There we go, safe. Let's try and go. Fall through the barrel down. There we go, and down. So yeah, where was I? So yeah, to know that I've managed to get into places that I hadn't done before, to actually document the fact that these were air raid shelters, which you could clearly see. The only disappointing thing was the tar from one of them, and it was thick. What you don't understand is that the company who owns it now are a tarmac company anyway, so they're probably quite good at this. But it was thick. You put your weight down on it and they'd really gone through. It must have been, without any exaggeration, about 3 inches. So if you ever attempt to do this one, which, to be fair, you know, I don't recommend, because it's historic really, which is why probably people are going to be like, why did you do it? You're just encouraging people. Actually, no, I'm not, because if you know me and you know my channel, I'm just here to document the history. If you want to be stupid and break in and do all that sort of stuff, that's down to you. I'm not your babysitter. So that's my little moan, but really what I'm trying to do is document it so that you can see I don't trash it, you can see I show respect to it, and that's really it. But yeah, it was literally to sort of show you these air raid shelters and the fact of how amazing they are. There was 5 of them that are now 5 that are now, we managed to get through all of them, but there were more. So as I said before, there are a few more in that area, but they are definitely not accessible, and I know that one. Oh, do I know that? This is where the train, part of the train line would have come through as well. There you go. So yeah, interesting. So yeah, as always, share the love. I don't mean to sort of like, you know, I'm not here to encourage people to do this sort of stuff. I'm just here to document it, like I said, and I have done. I'm proud of myself for this one. I probably rushed it a little bit, if I'm being brutally honest, but I've also given you my sort of view of coming down here, so it won't be all fancy and frilly, but I've done it, and hopefully it will come out in the edit. So pretty much it, everybody. Any more words of Phoenix history, because history matters, and I will see y'all very soon. Take care for now, everybody. Stay safe, and yeah, share the video, share the channel, subscribe, and all them things that are going to make me a very happy bunny. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.